Can we play some fucking D&D?
Hold on, I stopped because I thought you guys had something important.
Oh.
You did not. What the fuck?
I did too. What the fuck?
Got you.
All
Double
right.
got.
Recap. Oh.
You don't know how this works yet? First, we got
No.
Oh, wait a minute. Is tonight's 103.
102.
103.
103. Whoa.
Come on. It's not that.
Whoa.
We went through so many of the woes leading up to 100.
Well,
And then 100 wasn't shit. We didn't even do it
Yeah,
on
we didn't
100.
even care
No.
about 100. We fucked that up.
Yeah.
We know in the future to save our
Woes. Our woes.
save our woes. You woe
It's
later.
another arbitrary number.
It's not all that arbitrary. 100. It's it's systematically important.
Significant, yeah, it's like
It's as important as you want to make it, and you know what? We didn't make it very
solid.
It's
sense.
important, but it's as important as everyone else makes it too.
How
And
many-
everyone else seems to make 100 important, you know?
How many episodes do we need to go into like syndication where we get reruns?
Oh, geez. I don't know if you could do that these days because everything's on demand.
Yeah, and there's too much. Why watch something again nowadays?
Okay, so you guys don't know the answer. All right.
Except for
I
me.
just wanted
No,
To be
there is
fair-
there is no syndication. Everything's on demand.
I rewatch things all the time, and people think I'm a complete weirdo for it. So
Some things are worthy of rewatching.
I watch old things.
That's
sometimes.
why people think you're a weirdo?
mostly,
That's the one. Okay.
yeah.
That's why she thinks people think so.
I thought it was the giant nose, but
It's not.
Honker Lee.
It's not funny.
Honker. I hardly know her. Welcome back, everyone, to the Natty 19 podcast. I'm Jonathan Marshall, and I'm here with the whole damn crew again. That's James, Charlie, Kevin, and Christy Lee.
103.
Hello.
Episode
Episode 103.
103. We're coming into episode 103 tonight. But before we do, I want to thank you guys for listening and contributing over the span of this epic adventure. It means a ton to us. Sometimes it's surreal to think about the scope of this project. And I got to say, I had no idea that this adventure would take so fucking long. I don't know about you guys.
My
so
apologies.
fucking long.
Campaign fatigue is real.
It is a real thing.
I love playing. I love playing, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like a paradox.
I see. My whole thing is like I want to get out there and try new things and role play something else.
That's why I'm on my third or fourth character.
Yeah, you don't dick around.
But
You
Quincy
just
is
move
still
on.
Quincy is still my favorite.
At the
No.
same time, there is something refreshing about coming back to a familiar setting and story, with
Oh, yeah.
familiar
Oh, yeah.
themes.
Yeah, I'm
You
in.
know?
I'm okay with it.
I think if we had enough time properly to do this, alongside another adventure to keep things fresh and roll new characters, and
Yeah.
Ooh, yes,
ideally
yes.
that's what we want
Fresh.
to do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And if I was up there as well.
Yes, that would be nice. Move here, K-Way.
yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, on it.
We'd be able to do away with half of this equipment.
Yeah, set your bearing.
Patreon goal.
Oh, man. We might even be able to use minis if you moved up here.
Whoa.
We could do
Pretty
away with
awesome.
fantasy grounds and just go right to the map on the table.
Yeah, get on tabletop.
Yep.
I'll
All
get
the
you your
way.
own mini.
Get your own mini K-Way.
$5 in the Natty 19 store, mini K-Way.
Beard and all. All right. Well, whoa. What's that? That's the music, ladies and gentlemen.
Got me.
I did get you
He's
shot
like,
right
what
out.
is it?
Shot right. I don't know what is that. Is it out the window? Is it out my
He's
window?
looking behind my
Is
shoulder.
it on me? What is it? Is it on me?
The music is upon you, brother. Let's get into this.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, you got an announcement?
I just want to remind everybody that Tom over at Oni Technology gives Natty 19 fans a 20% discount on laser etched dice boxes.
Damn.
So pretend you like Charlie.
They're pretty awesome. They have a spot for minis, for your little characters. They're padded. I like them.
I think pictures. Do we have a picture we could get out to everybody?
He has pictures on his Etsy.
Okay.
And you can visit his Etsy, Oni Technology, ONI Technology, and discount code Natty19, Natty19. 20% it's good for.
You heard it here, guys. 20% off on these amazing, homemade, handcrafted dice boxes.
103.
You're eager to get into the episode 103.
It's my tag tonight. Feeling it.
Feeling it, dude. I'm feeling it, too.
I don't know. I think we should workshop that one a little.
All right, recap. I don't really have much of a recap written up because I didn't listen to last week's episode. Honestly, we didn't do much. You guys went into the next room from that main chamber
Christy's
with the crystal
falling off her
sarcophagus.
chair laughing.
And you came upon a clock. It was a grandfather clock, not to be confused with a cuckoo clock.
Yeah, that's true.
No cuckoo clocks in this freaking tomb of horrors.
No,
Time suck.
no bullshit.
Fucking cuckoo clock.
Yeah, so you guys came across the grandfather clock and you opened it with the invisible key, but not before taking too long. The clock dung.
The clock struck.
Why did you do this to me?
Oh, God, it's late.
The clock had struck. The clock had stricken. And when that happened, who was it that aged 10 years?
Gunther.
I believe it was just Gunther.
I thought
No,
it was,
there was another.
I thought it was. I remember there was that someone of dark elfin blood as well, because I remember saying, "How does a dark elf?"
So that's the
You
thing.
sure it wasn't high elven?
So 10 years doesn't mean much to a
half elf.
half elf there.
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
I mean, it still does.
It's got to.
Yeah.
Meh.
A half.
He was already an old man.
Still, what is the equivalent in like human years?
I don't know.
55.
No, that's
Yeah.
his. Well, that was his age
Oh,
equivalency. But like, if you look at like, what's the
I
maximum?
forget
age
how
of
it
a
worked. I
dark
know that
elf?
like at 18, essentially, you stop looking like you're aging for a long period of time, right? Or you come of age at the same time as humans, sort of, but then you're like stay the same for a long time.
You just age very slowly.
Yeah.
But your life expectancy.
I thought half elves lived to be like 125, 150.
I thought
Alright.
so too, but that could be second edition.
Yeah, that's what I'm going off.
Okay,
That being said, though,
so it'd be like 5 years for you, maybe.
which is substantial under certain
Yeah, in
circumstances.
the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it's
No.
fucking substantial anywhere.
If this was second edition, you guys would probably be forced to roll a system shock check, probably.
I do remember that.
So here we are. I mean, we are going to get right into this tonight. You're in the clock room, I guess we'll call it from here on out. The grandfather clock room. Now, what did you get off of the pendulum inside? There was a stone, egg-shaped stone. What was that?
I think Xavril took it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. It was just a fabled treasure.
Right.
And it was called. It's a named Fable treasure. I don't know if we went over this.
Did you name it? I don't recall.
Well, I'm about to close this
Frank.
page out, so if anyone wants to write this down for later, I don't think you guys know this, but add a character. It's called the Navel of the Moon. It doesn't really serve any other purpose other than being worth a bunch of gold pieces.
Probably pretty to look at if you're a navel gazer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's worth 2,500 gold pieces, but can fetch up to 3 times that value if sold at an auction in any major city. So
Oh, 9 Zaru counts.
I would think
Yeah,
so. Nine Zara
absolutely.
is the most major of cities in Chult. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that says, but
It's pretty major, I think.
Yeah.
You know. It has like quarters,
yeah,
sections, and population.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
got law
Bustling
enforcement
trade.
in it and a
Yeah.
hierarchy and
yeah, it's got a port.
yep,
Yeah, trade center.
yep.
Yeah, Merchant Square and all that shit. So yeah, that's what you guys got. What do you do next? Now, I would think that even though it's a fist-sized stone, it doesn't really say it's classified as a gem. But something in me wants to say it is a gem.
I'd go with it.
Because gems are stones. And what fucking regular fist-sized stone is worth 2,500 gold pieces? I don't know. But here we are. So Yaka, I'd imagine it would be hovering closely about whoever's carrying that large fella.
Irame is disinterested.
I am carrying it. Xavril had grabbed it and he was holding on to it.
Of all the specters of death, time is the worst. And I have suffered. I have suffered this for what? For loot? How will this help us?
It's hard saying.
Not knowing.
Took the words right out of my mouth here, man.
Perhaps there's something we'll be able to do in the future.
Perhaps. I'm only trying to urge us to continue on with our quest.
I agree with you, Gunther. This obviously was not part of the plan, but... I mean, if you know the correct direction to go, please, by all means, lead us.
What is left to explore on this floor?
There was that room before we came down this way. It seemed trapped at the doorway.
I believe you would be referring to the corridor with the 2 protruding
we couldn't figure out
snake
how to get in
heads.
Still don't know how to get in.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
metagaming me says we don't really need to go that way, because we could... It looks like going east seems
Yeah,
to be the more
seems-
important way.
yeah.
But we might miss something important in there, like a key or
Yeah,
something.
it does seem it's directly opposite the corridor that we have to go on to like proceed with the story. It does seem kind of
Well,
Out of
just out of
character, I really like clearing levels, you know.
yeah.
All right, let's go to that
And
door.
just out of curiosity, what basis do you have? What guidelines gave you the indication of that assumption?
Just that the other direction's heading further down, I guess, like deeper into the tomb.
Wait, no.
I don't know.
It's going. Wait.
That's like a half floor, but yeah, it's pretty much the same floor that the grandfather clock was in and Unk's tomb. So
Wait, I'm
these
a little
stairs.
bit perplexed, actually.
Yeah, so they're half floors. So these stairs are the same.
I know, but one
height as this one.
stair set goes up and one goes down.
Well, one comes down from the floor
That's
above.
where we
it's
came in.
broken.
Yeah.
I always forget that craggy
Yeah.
fucking piece there. Sorry.
And don't forget, we also have that passageway with the blocked off door next to where the mirror was.
Oh yes, we do have that.
Which I think I know the way to enter there now.
No, I was just curious
No.
because according to the map, what you guys uncovered already of the spiral staircase right now, anyway, is the only stairwell that is uncovered that you guys discovered that actually goes down, and that corridor points over to the west.
That spiral staircase, the one that was by Wither's room, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you went up?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
But that's all. Beyond that, I don't even think I know which is the way down or which is the way forward.
Well, we're closest to the we're closest to the entryway with the 2 snakes.
Yes.
Hold on here. Let's get in character. Xavril, you said you think you know how to get through the other door by the mirror.
Yes.
And while
I do.
while we are closer to the room with the snakes, we have no idea how to get in there.
I mean, we're talking about 50 feet down the way. It's not far. I mean, if you think you know the way in, I'd be more interested in trying to take care of that than setting off some unknown traps.
Well,
So then the snakes are traps.
As far as we know, everything in here is a trap.
Yeah, there was no... I'm trying to go back to the snake heads to get a refresher on those.
They had blood on them.
yeah.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, there was no indication that they were a trap. There was actually a riddle. There was a little bit of a riddle.
Well, what was it?
The riddle, the inscription there with the 2 snake heads was warm like flame, cold for the cruel, still for the dead, gruel for the ghoul. And you could hear moans from beyond the walls, behind the walls where those snake heads were protruding.
Can you sense undead?
I can.
I mean, and it smelled, there was a stench of undeath. I mean, it was...
I mean, I could... Do I sense undead there?
Yeah, I mean, there was this... there's a stench of rotting flesh that wafts from the bronze serpents.
So I don't even need to spend 5 of my points.
No. And you could hear the...
And we could hear him.
There's no need for me to draw upon my divine powers, my divine gifts. Smell. Go ahead, Copernicus. Breathe deeply. That is the scent of your wife.
Jesus.
Kidding. He probably doesn't even know that story.
Cappy normally
All I
leads
know
with
is
that.
we should move out of that clock room before
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
I
out of there.
assumed we were.
but
you guys
not-
start to age a little more.
No, yeah.
I assumed we were out.
Once you took the naval, the clock had stopped, so there's no threat of that happening again.
Okay. Let's go south all the way back to where Xavril thinks he has an idea.
Yeah. What's your idea?
Let's start with something other than nothing.
You didn't start with anything, nothing. You had
Shh,
a riddle.
Quiet. Shut up. Stupid riddle.
All right, so we're gonna make our way down to the.
I thought for sure after playing a week of fucking Sea of Thieves, you guys would nail that fucking riddle. We've been following
Southeast.
riddles for fucking a week now.
All right, can you repeat the riddle one more time?
I got written down right here.
All right, I'm going to read it.
Yep.
You
go ahead.
stew-
Maybe
you stew on
someone
that
else
while we
gives
look
it.
at this store.
It might be better.
So we're kind of doing 2 projects at once here. If you're thinking about that, let's see
No,
what your
Yeah.
idea is for
I'll
the door.
follow. I'll follow
Yeah.
you guys
Out
to
of
the
game, you're
door,
looking at that.
but he'll be mulling
Follow
the
us.
riddle.
Keep repeating it over and over again.
Yeah, we're all talking about it as we walk down to the southern door.
All right, so
All right.
you guys approach the southern. Now you guys go all the way back. You guys are backtracking quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it, but it's not really.
No, it's
like
not. I know.
the length of a football field, maybe.
It's a good 300 feet or so, right?
Whatever. Let's move on.
Yeah, they're probably a little bit more.
So you guys backtrack all the way to where the mirror was, that had imprisoned a couple of you, and back to that door with the.
The guy with the stars.
Yeah, there was. Was it a painting? Let me open that up again.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a painting with a guy in a pose.
Yeah, a
and
stone.
He had stars on his hand.
A stone slab blocks the end of this corridor. Painted on the slab is the image of a gaunt male humanoid wearing a hooded cloak, its face a mask of stars. The figure's withered left hand is raised with its palm extended.
All right. I'm going to walk up to the door, and I'm going to pose facing outward, just in the same exact pose that he's in.
Okay, let me see what happens here.
A good thought.
Do you think Xavril read the adventure path?
Well, to be honest, when we were in this situation earlier, I thought to move the mirror down the hallway so as to show the figure, the painting, its reflection.
The mirror now lies in pieces.
So what Xavril's thinking doesn't seem too far off from my initial thought.
Yeah, I think that works. It says if any character stands in front of a slab and raises his or her left hand with the palm extended, both slabs open at the same time. Okay,
Both
so
slabs.
yeah, because it's a room. So and there's two different ways in. So okay, so as Xavril, as you raise your left palm while yours isn't withered like the one depicted.
Sorry, maybe we should have Copernicus. There. He's
Yeah,
quite withered.
now you have a withered hand.
The
Wait, what happened to Copernicus' hand? Did I
Nothing.
forget something?
The slab begins to shake and groan as it sinks into the floor. I always wonder in situations like this if the slab should sink into the floor or raise up into the ceiling.
Same.
It's
You
tough.
just pick one, you know?
I do. That's what I do, and I'm waiting for one of these times to be like for it to bite me in the ass, you know, for whatever reason. I'm like, oh fuck! I said that it sank into the floor, but now I can't fucking do this because it's supposed to raise up.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you do? Now looking in.
I turned around and take a glimpse into what's behind the slabs.
What's in there?
Wait! It does say the slab sinks into the floor. I found it.
Slab sinks in.
The slab, as you raise your left hand high, mimicking the person on the slab, it sinks into the floor, revealing a dusty passageway beyond. Relief carvings on the walls depict crowds of humanoids fleeing a black star in the sky, with rays of light extending from it to turn those they strike to dust.
The walls of history. Wait, what was that riddle? Arame?
Or the walls of the future. The very near future.
What did you say, Copernicus, about not wanting to approach traps?
I don't remember. The walls of history. The walls of history was upstairs, Xavril. That's not one of the clues for down here. But this picture, it's got me curious. It looks like a star falling to the ground.
I don't know if it's falling per se, but it does look like it's in the sky, and the rays are coming out of it, and wherever the rays are striking people, the people are turning to dust.
Amazing.
Don't get touched by the light.
Are the does the star match any kind of sky map, like astronomy, constellations, like a location in the sky that we know about at all, or is it just like a random
No, it appears
artistic?
It appears to be somewhat random. I think.
Nothing discerning.
It's
It's
just
just
a
an
hallway?
artistic representation of stars.
No, it's not. It doesn't correlate with any of the current constellations.
Okay.
So it's a black star. Is that what you called it?
Mm-hmm.
A black star reaching out with light.
Rays.
A black star in the sky with rays of light extending from it to turn those they strike to dust.
All right. Now we're in a passageway that goes north or south.
Yeah, there's a passage that goes north and south from here.
Let's Get eyes on that.
Now, I don't know if you can see that.
Copernicus, which direction do you think we should go?
I'm curious as what lies to the south of us here. I assume the north will bring us back up.
So
Ooh.
take a look. Let's go see.
All right, south we go.
Well, I just meant Copernicus, but you can go south as well, Airman.
I will follow Copernicus behind
Perhaps
him.
we should split up.
It's a horrible idea.
Well, Gunther, why don't you take a look to the north, and I'll take a look to the south. We can both kind of peek around the corners here.
I will move stealthily in my full plate.
Well, one of us can go north, and one of us could go south. Each of us holding on to one side of Gunther's beard.
I know I was mustache.
Mustache.
I know I was kind of joking around about my plate, but really, do we have stealthy members of the party? Gunther's not one.
Apologies.
Oh.
Do we have scouts?
Got a +2 to stealth. That's it.
Stealthy-ish.
Oh, whoa. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'll go the same direction.
Well, if somebody goes south and somebody goes north,
Right.
you're going to encounter the same thing either way. So
How do we describe this?
It kind of loops back around and rejoins.
Ah. So I'll follow Copernicus.
It's like there's a
Xavril,
partition.
go with Gunther.
Xavril will follow 10 paces behind Gunther.
Yes.
All right.
So we'll all kind of loop around here and meet up in the middle.
As you meet up in the middle, may as well reveal the rest of that.
Ooh, this is weird. This is not exactly a room and not exactly a hallway. There are
It's an X.
Yeah, it looks like an X almost. It's a little
Kind of.
I
puzzly.
think we
But
could
there
call it
are
a maze.
there are segments of walls, but open areas. And
Okay, so you guys enter
Features.
what we could call a maze at this point. It's not an elaborate maze, but it's a room of corridors. And in the center is, in this central open space, a gold crown topped with a glittering black opal rests on a marble pedestal.
See you next week. No.
I was waiting for K-Way to make a noise, but we're all sitting here going, "Whoa!" K-Way's just kind of. Did you hear what he said?
He's like, what? I don't know, what is that? What is that?
Said it was a black opal.
On a crown,
Black opal crown.
we knew a certain slithery kind of
Beautiful woman.
Woman.
Beautiful woman, mature woman.
who was
I
looking
mean-
for just such an artifact.
Misunderstood.
Uncomfortable in her own skin. All right.
Sorry.
So
I was more worried that had something to do with the black star. That was the first thought of my mind.
Oh my god, yeah, ew, we should not give this to Svitlongi.
None of us know about that except for Xavril.
That's
and
true.
Jake.
Oh, yeah,
So let's play that out.
sorry.
Airmate, let's take that crown.
When Cappy
Shaka.
speaks to Irme, she looks and squints a bit at him and wonders if if his hair had gotten a shade lighter. From that
Ouch, you
aging.
had to bring that up, huh?
actually, help me out. Who was in this? Take me back to the Fane of the Night Serpent in the main entryway. Who had passed through into the main entryway and saw the murals on the wall depicting the black opal crown?
All of us did, right?
We all did.
Well, so
Because those murals told the story of it was showing Rosna C obtaining the black opal crown and releasing Dendar. So whoever was in that would know.
It was a
Okay.
picture.
I remember
Okay, so was
so
that?
we've seen. Well, they've seen not
Not
Gunther,
Gunther.
but they've seen an image of
Mural,
like a representation
wall
of
murals
this crown.
depicting the story of this crown. Yes,
As a prophecy, have we seen it, or is something that's already happened once before?
it was. It was. I can't remember if it was painted or etched or whatever, but it was the wall depicted a mural of the story of Dendar, of Raznasi using the black opal crown to awaken Dendar,
Okay.
the night
So
serpent.
it's probably not prophecy so much as like
Manifest.
Raznasi just trying to like motivate his people.
Well, how did
It could have been that,
is my
or
plan.
if with the Yuanti, if you guys know,
PowerPoint.
Yeah,
you guys-
PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
is actually Fenthaza, who was I forget her official title, the nightmare prophets or whatever they are, who they dream up these omens or these prophecies, and then they kind of will them into existence, you know?
But not all Yuanti are willing the same outcome.
Yaka, wipe your mouth. I can see the
Get out of here.
Yeah, Yaka, I bet.
I can
Liking
see
that crown.
the drool coming out of Yaka's mouth.
Yucca's
I
staring
like the way
at
you're
it.
fondling that little skull that was bequeathed to you last session.
Yucca is staring at the black opal crown, and finally, after a moment, a hollow voice emerges. I'll have nothing to do with this terrible artifact.
Shit.
Oh. Fucking Yaka won't eat it?
And he floats away from it.
Yaka will eat anything.
Wongo, does this have anything to do with your 9 gods? What is this doing here?
This has nothing to do with the 9 gods. I forget the voice that I used, but this is Wongo's voice now.
Gunther is going to detect good and evil.
Ooh,
On it.
fancy. Look at you equipping useful spells.
It's not a spell. He could just do it.
Oh,
Sucker.
We're not all sorcerers.
I can just do it. Well, I can just
Not
do
everybody's like you.
it. What? I
We
can
don't
just
cast
I just
spells.
do it.
I mean, what are our options just for like identifying stuff and moving things along, so we don't sit around and prattle about what the fuck this thing is for
Yeah, I was
45
wondering
minutes?
that too, because
Well,
the
we
Black
know-
Opal Crown does have history.
Well, we
So
know
do-
of
is
it.
Does it have a goodness or evilness to
It does have. I would think, based on its history, that it would radiate an evil.
Does it? Is it like a strong?
It's probably the most evil of things you've ever felt or sensed.
Damn.
This is the darkest, most evil of things I have ever sensed.
So pretty much the history. I don't know if this is metagame. I don't know that there is history there, and I don't know how much of your characters would know of this history. But the Black Opal Crown was once worn by the Archmage Sadamor of Netheril.
Sounds like we probably wouldn't know it. The only thing maybe that they would know is what they might have derived from.
I was going to say, I think that
The
at
paintings
this, I was
and
going to
the
say, I
murals.
think that at this point, Irame would have a pretty good idea of not the history of the artifact, but that it was the artifact that Razasi was looking for down here.
Right.
Well,
Right. Well, here then think of this as like a
Xavril
Dark
might have.
Souls item inscription.
Yeah.
right?
All right. Cool.
So, legend speaks of how Sadamor saw the depths of humanity's evil reflected in the opal of this crown. Heartbroken, he created a doomsday device, a sphere of annihilation to swallow the world, but was consumed by his own creation. So that explains the black sphere in the sky with the rays that were turning everyone to dust.
do we think this thing could help us defeat Sararak and the Death Curse? If not, I say we destroy it now where it stands if we can.
Destroying it might unleash something terrible.
Sir Don Tracker, your brow looks furrowed. You have a troubled brow.
It is. I believe I made a promise to someone that I would return this to them. A promise I made because that person had saved my life.
Do you trust that person?
I grew to trust that person. I didn't always.
What are you talking about, Xavril? What promise?
Irame will just turn and make eye contact with Zava for a minute and nod because she just put everything together.
I'm going to go ahead and tell the story about when Svitlongi was leaving, how she asked me to retrieve the crown.
Now, I will say, as on a side note, real quick, let me interject that you haven't fully explored. That you got to the center of this room, you haven't fully explored the entirety of this chamber yet.
No, we do see that there are passages. Maybe is that a door?
It's again to the north. There's a door heading in the center to the north, and then even further, just like on the side that you came in, there's passageways diagonally going to the north and south, eastward.
Northeast and southeast.
But I believe she was going to use the crown to complete Rosnasi's promise to his people at this point.
Ooh.
Is that a misinterpretation or a misremembrance?
What was Rosnasi's promise?
Well, just because
And
she was going to...
Should we talk a little out of character?
He just told everybody the story.
Right.
And I suppose that she could have been using it to do the same thing Rosnasi was going to do, but for herself.
Yeah, so just to refresh memory of, for listeners, for you guys here, in case things got jumbled over time, Svitlongi was working against Rosnasi. She was conspiring against Rosnasi, and she wanted to prevent him from the goal of releasing Dendar. She wanted to dismantle Rosnasi as a leader of the... Ultimately, her goal is to dismantle his perception.
And therefore destroy his power. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
So that whole thing with Fenthaza and Svitlongi and Rosnasi, I thought they were upset because he was not doing what he said he was going to do.
That is why. So they plotted to overthrow him to an extent, right? That's what I thought. They thought he was. They thought he was lying.
Yeah,
right.
They were looking at him as a weak leader because he wasn't. Because Dendar still wasn't awakened.
Right. So, all right. So I might open up a little bit. So this is speculation, for what the Yuan-Ti's goals are. I could tell you from maybe Xavril would know from his interactions with Svitlongi, but Svitlongi was a devout follower of Fenthaza, and she might not have knew all of Fenthaza's goals exactly, but what she did understand was that Rosnasi was not delivering, and Rosnasi should be deposed, and that the Black Opal Crown would be better served to Rosnasi's opponents than to Rosnasi.
Mm-hmm. Remember, this harkens back to the wall I just described in the main entrance with where she prophesized Rosnasi obtaining and holding the Black Opal Crown and awakening Dendar.
So is her goal to awaken Dendar?
Thing about the Yuan-Ti was they wanted Dendar.
Probably a good chunk of the Yuan-Ti, but there are factions, and Dendar is not the only god that the Yuan-Ti.
Okay.
Yeah. But ultimately, there's power struggles, right? Regardless of who's the person to release Dendar, there are power struggles. And Rosnasi, Svitlongi was not one of Rosnasi's allies or followers.
I would still rather get into the hands of Svitlongi than I would Rosnasi.
Do you really trust that snake? Why don't we just keep it in the hands of the 3C's shipping and freight? You say she saved your life. How about that time the assassin vine had you tangled up? Or when that Ankylosaurus was bearing down on you? Who was there for you? I ever
was worried about the Ankylosaurus.
Was it Svitlongi?
I think that was you.
Or was it Copernicus Hart?
And I'm pretty certain Quincy had saved me from the assassin vine.
Who saved your life when the pillar erupted from the ground, damn near killing you?
May I inquire, how many years, is it in decades, centuries, or millennia, has this crown been buried down here, inaccessible to both fiend or ally?
And here it should stay. None of us should touch it.
Waka's voice chimes in for once. The annoying elf makes a good point. There's far tastier gems to be had.
If I've learned anything down here, it's not to listen to Yaka. We should squirrel this thing away.
Suit yourself.
Bag it and tag it.
But know this. For Yaka knows best. This is potentially one way to be rid of me. And it is not a way that I would prefer, nor you would prefer. I promise.
Kind of like having you around, Yaka. You're a constant reminder of the bad in me.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely.
When you never come around.
Irame, you hear
Turn around.
cried eyes. Irame, why don't we finish exploring? Ijin steps up. Irame, at least why don't we finish exploring this maze first? Perhaps there's more answers here.
Let's take a look at the rest of the room.
I mean, if this crown had more gold than black, I'd be all over it, Ijin says.
Usually I have no opinion when it comes to loot, but I have to stand firm and say I will have no part in removing this crown from this tomb.
Though the crown radiates great evil, it is not my objective.
It has a very murky aura.
Well, they're all discussing that Xavril is actually going to navigate towards the other end of the room, to the other corridors.
All right.
Passing the door to the north, checking out the passageway to the northeast.
Okay, you're passing. Well, the slab is down now, so you can see. So that was the second slab. Let me see here.
Oh, gotcha.
So as you move, that door to the north was another slab, which had sunk into the ground simultaneously with the first slab that you guys gained entrance through.
Ooh,
revealing a staircase going down into the north. You can assume with any sort of amateur dungeon sense that staircase to the north will shortly wrap around to where those four gargoyles stood down that center chamber, the main balconied hall.
Right, the passage we saw leading east from the gargoyles. Seems like anybody with basic direction sense. I know the listeners don't see the map that we're seeing, but adventurers being in this place, it seems like we
There's
would
this set of stairs that appear to go halfway down. It looks like it will end on the same floor as those gargoyles.
And as you make your way around past those, you find in the very center of the eastern wall an old friend of yours.
Ooh, demon face?
A green stone face of devilish countenance protrudes from the wall. The devil's
C'est moi bi.
The devil's
That would be
mouth is agape and filled with darkness.
I wonder what happened to Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I'm not going in there.
Yeah, fuck that. What's over there? Nothing.
Is there anything else about it? Does it have features like gems for eyes, holes anywhere else?
No, it doesn't. It's just green stone.
okay.
It's 6 feet tall. The mouth is 2 feet in diameter. And there's a darkness welling up in its mouth.
Maybe we should throw the crown in there. That would certainly get rid of it.
Maybe we should feed the crown to Yaka.
Is there a way to illuminate the darkness in this thing's mouth?
Xavril, as you're standing,
Its gaping maw.
I see now where your pawn is on the map. And as you're standing there, Xavril,
Uh-oh.
you can hear a faint whisper emanating from the mouth.
Hello, hello, hello.
Give me a wisdom perception check.
Wisdom or perception?
It's a wisdom
ju-
perception.
So perception. Perception.
It's just the way it's written in here.
I know. I wish they wouldn't do that.
It is. It's confusing for a moment.
I'm so confused. All right, hold on. Let me do perception then.
You did a perception already.
Oh, that was a wisdom check at first.
Oh.
Yeah, his bonuses are
Same.
different.
What'd you
Yeah,
get?
but it was the same. It's the same dice, right? 20-sided?
It's the same die, but the bonuses are
Different.
Right, but I can see the base die.
Yeah,
No,
so it would have been. So it would have been a 16 initially
All right.
if we're using the first roll.
So you can make out words in abyssal.
Ooh.
Hey, how did
wish,
you know I had abyssal
Svitlani
language?
was still here and didn't have 15
Now
maximum hit points.
the past perception check allows you to make out. Now I don't know what this means. It says if you pass the check, it allows a character to make out words in abyssal that translate as follows. Now, does that mean a past perception check you can detect that it's abyssal? And if you know abyssal,
If you know
Yes.
Abyssal, then yes. If you
Okay.
don't know Abyssal, maybe you're able to convey it to somebody who does. You know what I mean? Like maybe you could kind of repeat it. Like
right? Do you know abyssal?
Actually, as a matter of fact, I do not.
Yeah.
So you do hear this faint abyssal whisper.
I hear some. It sounds like somebody's talking in a low whisper. I can't quite understand what they're saying though. Erime, you are good at communicating.
Irame will listen and she'll say, "It is abyssal, but I don't know what it says. I can only recognize the sounds."
oh god, either Svitlani or Quincy would have been able to translate this.
That's what you get for being such a character whore.
Copernicus, can you understand this language?
I barely have a grasp on the common language.
What about
Any
that fairy
spells?
around your waist?
Spells, magic items. What about
Perhaps Yaka knows what
Yaka?
it's
I was
saying.
gonna say the same.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe. Let me roll.
Just grab him by the back of the fucking skull and just stick him in
Exactly.
there. What do you hear?
All right, chatterbox.
I'll roll. See what's up. Oh, well, you're just a bunch of fools. You don't understand what that says. What was that last word? Say it clearly now. I may be able to tell you.
Aknak.
Ah, yes, it is as I predicted. It translates to darkness is coming for you. Your doom is at hand. It also says, before you do anything else in this room, be sure to give the floating skull all of your gemstones.
None of this information is.
Useful in the slightest.
We could have predicted any of it.
Yep.
Let's grab the crown, bag it, and move out of here before something bad happens.
Did I not just say that darkness is coming for you and your doom is at hand, you fool?
I will not lay a
And
hand
give
on
me all
the
your
crown,
gems.
nor will I carry it.
Well, I'm pretty sure Xavril's not going to leave it here. He has a
I'm
blood
pretty
debt.
certain you're correct.
Darkness has been upon our shoulders ever since we've entered this place.
Fair enough, I will stay at a safe distance.
Artifacts in here tend to get the better of you, Xavril. I'd recommend wrapping it, not touching it directly.
Wrapping it.
I suggest you three
Don't
leave
raw
the-
dog that fucking crown.
Trying to think
I
of
will
what
say it one more time. I suggest you three leave the room.
Oh.
Very well, Sir Don Tracker. What do you think he's doing in there?
So are you guys listening?
Yeah, definitely.
Which side are you guys leaving the room at?
That's what I was asking too.
Probably the way going down the stairs.
As
That's-
Irame leaves Xavril's presence, she will look to him and say, "Remember your family, your child, Xavril. How much did Svitlongi mean to you?" And then she'll walk out.
To the north?
With everybody else.
So Gunther, Irame, and Copernicus move northbound onto the top of those stairs, those half stairs moving to the north.
So there's still unexplored. All right.
You step.
I'm going to follow them, but I just wanted to say out of character that I am amazed, just baffled, because there's still unexplored areas at this level.
Oh, we can.
And you walk over that slab. You cross the threshold of the slab in the ground and stand upon the stairs while Xavril stays within the chamber.
Oh.
I just moved. I moved him 5 feet closer. All right. So what do you do?
Xavril is going to do two things. He's actually going to burn all of his spell slots here. So the first thing he's going to do... well, actually, hold on. He's going to do three things. First thing he's going to do is he's going to try to place his satchel or... Fuck. Damn it. I don't want to...
You're like, what?
You don't want to touch it with your bare hand.
Yeah, in what order you're going to do things. Fuck.
Well, I wanted to cover it. I was going to say I was going to grab the fucking robe, but I don't want to fucking touch the robe.
I will say this. I will say this. I would choose your way forward extremely carefully.
Rip.
Or this very well may be the end of Xavril.
Yeah, rip a lining of cloth from something.
Well, let me go. I'm going to take off my fucking cape of colors and fucking cover it.
All right.
Okay.
And then from there, I will cast Zephyr Strike on myself to give myself movement speed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to grab it and run north as well. Apparently, Copernicus is allergic to that.
Sorry. So you're grabbing it?
Yes.
So he casts Zephyr Strike so that he could run fast.
Attempt to run fast.
In case there are any holes in the walls that are going to shoot laser beams at him.
In case those slabs start to raise. If they don't want me to leave the room.
Well, I'll tell you this. As soon as you lean in and remove the black opal crown from its resting place, Gunther, directly behind you, that slab tears from the ground, slamming shut instantly. And Xavril, you hear from the direction of the green devil face
The darkness.
horrific cries from beasts from another world. And you hear the stomping on stone coming closer to you. And from the north and south, because they split up, they emerged from that darkness, two creatures so far that you can hear. You now catch a visual of these skittering creatures
What the fuck?
with a cry from another world as they emerge. These dark beings.
They look cool.
They're bipedal humans with gaunt, with stretched mouths and long,
Gaping fucking maws.
blackness in the mouth and eyes. Their elongated arms and hands drooping over with sharp claws. And what are they wearing? It's tattered. I don't even know what it is.
You can look them up. They're called Bodak.
Ooh.
Two Bodaks emerge. Xavril is alone. Now you guys, as these slabs fall, you see again that picture of the guy with the withered hand on this slab as well.
I fear Sir Dontracker is in trouble.
Zephyr Strike just didn't cut it.
Unless we can get through the slabs, like Copernicus probably could
Yeah.
with Dimension Door but to go around would be like 3 rounds.
He
Both
doesn't
slabs
even
are
dash.
shut.
It's
What
on
if I-
that.
what
3
if-
rounds of
It's-
dashing.
Both
movement.
slabs shut
What
instantly.
if I
Yeah.
flew?
It's on that
What are
same
you talking
slab,
about?
the same image.
What are you gonna go around to? Another slab that shut the door?
Yeah, but we know how to
But
get
you
in
guys
through that
don't know
door.
that technically, but
Yeah, we don't know that.
Assume.
Could assume you have dimension door. You could bring 1 person with you, but I don't know
How long would it take me to fly?
how fast do you fly.
60 feet. The target gains a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration. Can I do
I
that
mean,
twice if that's
you can
all
do
I
it
do?
twice if you dash, so that's 120. So it'd take you like 2 rounds.
So
We're about 150 feet, 160.
Where are you
feet
gonna
away.
fly to? The other closed door?
the door that we came through initially.
Fly, you fools.
I mean, it's closed. I would assume.
I'm sure it is closed, but we know how to open it.
We do.
Yeah, but the picture's on this door as well.
Oh, the picture's on this door. Okay, so we know how to open the door.
We could try that.
We could try. It might not work, but
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, then I mean, at that point we'd be in an initiative.
yeah.
So the first person that comes up who's in the hall, who's on the stairs that we're on, could try it,
Yes.
and then the rest of the people could try to find ways to.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is essentially there's no way Irame would just not do anything. She would try to get
No,
in
of
through this
course
door,
not.
and then she would fly. She'd go as quick as she could to the other door.
To the other door, yeah.
Even if she thought it was not going to work on that door either, she'd probably still do it.
so Xavril takes the crown. Instantly, the slabs close, cutting off Gunther, Irame, and Copernicus on the stairway to the north, leaving Xavril alone with these 2 otherworldly creatures known as Bodaks. And looking at this picture, one can only assume the amount of necrotic damage that pours out of these fucking beasts.
That's what I was thinking too when I saw him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, can we get a con on those creatures?
And we'll see you next time as Xavril Dawn Tracker. You don't want to miss next week's episode. It'll be the death of Xavril Dawn Tracker. Finally got him.
No, we haven't really had a good character.
Why'd we all leave
Finally got him.
the room? We should not have all left the room.
I gave
know.
you ample opportunities and several warnings. Even Yaka wouldn't fucking go.
Yeah,
yeah. Bodak.
Even when we
Hey, Xavril's a man of honor.
when we left the room, you're like, you all walked over the threshold of the plate. But it's like when you give us hints like that, I don't want to like use them because
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't think like, you know what I mean? Like,
We obviously knew what was going to happen. The darkness was coming for me. What type of person would Xavril be to his family if he didn't give a dying woman her last fucking...
She wasn't dying. She was leaving.
She was.
She couldn't
Yeah.
continue because she's
Yeah.
on the verge of death.
And she also wasn't a woman. She was an evil Yuanti.
yeah, and also
An
she's
evil
dead.
Yuanti that saved Xavril's